Intro hook. What if I told you that oral sex has less to do with the body and more to do with the mind? It's whispered about, joked about, and often hidden in taboo, but beneath the surface, psychology reveals something fascinating. Oral intimacy is not just an act. It's a mirror of trust, vulnerability, and human connection. Today, we're diving into 6 powerful psychological truths about oral sex that most people never consider. By the end, you'll see intimacy in a whole new way. Fact 1. Trust over pleasure when 2 people share oral intimacy. It's about far more than physical sensation. Psychologists say it's one of the most vulnerable acts a person can allow, because it requires absolute trust. When partners feel safe enough to give or receive oral pleasure, it shows they're letting down their guard. And in that moment, physical closeness becomes emotional closeness. Surveys consistently show that couples who engage in oral intimacy with mutual respect report feeling deeper emotional connection afterward. Fact 2. Culture shapes comfort. But not everyone feels the same way about oral sex, and here's why. Culture. In some parts of the world, it's seen as playful and natural. In others, it's considered forbidden, shameful, even dirty. These cultural labels can weigh heavily on the mind, creating guilt and anxiety that directly block intimacy. Yet, psychologists argue that open conversations and sex education can dissolve these myths, helping couples experience intimacy without fear or shame. Fact 3. The language of silence. Oral sex isn't just physical, it's communication without words. Think about it. When a partner chooses to please the other this way, it often says, "I desire you. I care for you. I want you to feel loved." Experts in relationship psychology call it a nonverbal language of affection. For many couples, especially in long-term relationships, this unspoken act can mean more than spoken words of love. Fact 4. Body image equals confidence or insecurity. Now here's something few people talk about. Body image. How someone feels about their own body, especially their genitals, can decide whether they enjoy oral sex or not. If a person has been shamed by media, porn, or even a past partner, they may feel insecure or anxious. But when someone feels confident, accepted, and desired, oral intimacy can become one of the most freeing and satisfying experiences. The takeaway. Positive self-image and honest communication are the foundations of real sexual enjoyment. Fact 5. The pressure to perform. Here's a struggle many don't admit. Performance anxiety. Both men and women often feel pressure to do it right during oral sex. This pressure kills spontaneity, replacing pleasure with stress. Psychologists suggest flipping the script, focusing less on technique and more on presence. When the goal shifts from performing to connecting, the pressure fades. Intimacy grows naturally. Fact 6. More than just foreplay. Society often labels oral sex as just foreplay. But the truth? For many people, oral intimacy is not only equal to penetrative sex, it can feel even more emotionally fulfilling. It's an act that can stand alone, not as a prelude, but as a complete and meaningful expression of love and desire. By letting go of outdated beliefs, couples can open themselves up to a more authentic and satisfying experience. Conclusion, emotional wrap-up. So what have we learned? Oral sex is not simply a physical act. It's a powerful reflection of trust. It's culture, self-image, and emotional communication. It can reveal how safe you feel, it's how confident you are, and how deeply you connect with your partner. When couples understand these psychological layers, intimacy becomes richer, healthier, and free from shame. Because in the end, intimacy is not about perfection. It's about presence, vulnerability, and love. Final expanded script SEO optimized for YouTube intro hook. What if I told you that oral sex isn't just about physical pleasure? It's about psychology, intimacy, and human behavior. It's one of the most whispered about topics in relationships. Some see it as playful, others as taboo. But science and psychology reveal something deeper. Oral intimacy is a mirror of trust, confidence, and emotional connection. In this video, We'll explore 6 surprising psychology facts about oral sex and how they shape love, intimacy, and human behavior. Fact 1. Trust over pleasure. Oral intimacy is about more than sensation. It's about trust. Psychologists say that allowing or giving oral sex involves deep vulnerability. It signals that both partners feel safe and emotionally secure. Research shows that couples who share oral intimacy respectfully often feel closer and more connected, proving it's as much about the heart as it is about the body. Fact 2. Culture shapes comfort. Attitudes about oral sex vary across cultures. In open societies, it may be seen as natural and fun, but in more conservative cultures, it's often labeled shameful or taboo. These cultural beliefs can create guilt that blocks intimacy. Yet, sex education and open conversation help break myths, creating healthier and more positive sexual relationships. Fact 3. The language of intimacy without words. Oral sex is a form of nonverbal communication. It can say, "I desire you. I accept you. I want you to feel loved." Relationship psychologists call it a silent language of affection.
Nice.
For many couples, this unspoken intimacy is even more powerful than words. Fact 4. Body image and sexual confidence. Here's a psychology fact few talk about. Body image affects intimacy. How someone feels about their body, especially their genitals, can influence their comfort with oral sex. Negative self-image fueled by media or past experiences can create anxiety. But positive body confidence and supportive partners lead to more enjoyable and fulfilling intimacy. Fact 5. The pressure to perform. Performance anxiety is one of the biggest barriers in sexual relationships. Men and women both worry about doing it right during oral sex, which kills natural pleasure. Psychologists suggest shifting focus from performance to presence. When partners stop worrying about technique and instead connect emotionally, the experience becomes more satisfying. Fact 6. More than just foreplay, oral sex is often dismissed as just foreplay. But for many, it's a complete and fulfilling form of intimacy. Some people even find it more emotionally rewarding than penetrative sex. Redefining oral intimacy as a valid, complete act of love challenges outdated beliefs and helps couples discover deeper connection. Conclusion wrap up. So, what do these 6 psychology facts teach us? That oral sex is not only about physical pleasure, it's about trust, communication, self-image, emotional closeness. By understanding the psychology behind intimacy, couples can build stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling relationships. Because, at its core, intimacy is not about perfection. It's about presence, vulnerability, and the courage to truly connect. Oral sex is one of the most misunderstood topics in conversations about intimacy. Many people see it as taboo, yet it's a common and deeply meaningful part of human sexuality. Beyond physical pleasure, it reflects layers of psychology, vulnerability, and emotional bonding. Let's explore 6 insights that show how oral sex connects to human behavior, intimacy, and trust. 1. It goes beyond physical pleasure. It represents trust. Psychologically, oral intimacy requires openness and vulnerability. Choosing to give or receive oral sex often signals that partners feel safe, accepted, and emotionally connected. Research suggests that couples who share this experience respectfully often report stronger feelings of closeness too. Cultural values shape comfort and attitudes. Around the world, oral sex is seen very differently. In some cultures, it's accepted, while in others, it's treated as taboo or shameful. These cultural beliefs can create guilt and reduce intimacy. Open communication and education help break myths, allowing partners to experience it in a healthier, guilt-free way. 3. It acts as a form of nonverbal communication. Psychologists note that oral sex can be a silent language of love, reassurance, and care. In many relationships, it communicates affection without words and deepens intimacy when both partners feel respected and understood. For body confidence strongly influences enjoyment. How people view their own bodies plays a big role in whether they feel comfortable with oral sex. Insecurities shaped by media, pornography, or negative experiences often create anxiety. On the other hand, positive self-image and open dialogue with a partner encourage comfort and pleasure. 5. Performance pressure reduces satisfaction. Many people feel anxious about doing it right, which can shift the focus away from genuine connection. Experts suggest letting go of performance pressure and instead focusing on presence, mutual enjoyment, and emotional closeness. 6. It's not just foreplay. Oral sex is often dismissed as something that only leads to penetration. But for many, it is fulfilling on its own. Some even find it more emotionally rewarding than intercourse. Redefining it as a complete act of intimacy allows relationships to grow in new and meaningful ways. Conclusion: oral sex is not just a physical act. It's a reflection of trust, self-image, cultural influence, and emotional connection, understanding the psychological depth behind it. Couples can build healthier and more fulfilling intimate relationships, free from shame and centered on genuine closeness.